Hello, everyone. My name is the divinely designed Annie O'Neill, and we are drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Demos, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Moe's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Moe's, that's where it's at. Like a power bomb, we hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome Drinking at Mo's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the ass. We are most places you can find the audio podcast too, doing better there now. Don't forget to leave a like and review and all that stuff there too. Today, I'm excited to have with me somebody that's worn many hats in the pro wrestling business. Annie O'Neill, how you doing?
I am fantastic, Mo. How are you feeling?
Oh, I can't complain. I've got some good stuff cooking up.
Does it
Some,
smell good? What does it
hmm?
smell like?
uh,
Does,
it smells like what the Rock's cooking.
Does that really have like a tangible smell? Like, is it pizza? Is it like spaghetti?
I mean, me being a Ninja Turtle guy, pizza.
Yeah,
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 I'd say pizza.
yeah. There's nothing better than finishing the week off on a Friday night, getting that hot pizza, and
Mm.
like you're just washing away that bad week you just had. Like,
Oh yeah, even on a bad week, you
yeah,
might be to quote Michelangelo from one of the Ninja Turtle movies. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds, but once you get the damn pizza, you're good.
I don't know if you know this, but my namesake actually came from April O'Neil.
You know what? I was gonna ask about that
Yep, yep, yep.
because heck, I mean, I got stuff behind me here. Before we get into the wrestling side of stuff, growing up, it was always pro wrestling and Ninja Turtles for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Michelangelo was always my favorite. I actually met the voice behind Michelangelo from the
Did
original
you
cartoon.
really? Where did you meet at?
Across the river from me here in Omaha at
Okay,
O Comic Con. They had
that's
this was
amazing.
like a couple years ago, and well, at that same convention, literally like a table down from him, the
Yeah.
guy behind Splinter.
No way, that's so cool. Like, did
Yeah.
that feel like a full circle moment from your childhood?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I bet.
No,
Oh, I bet.
when they announced those two, that's like that sold me going. I'm like, I was on the fence, but then they
Yeah,
announced those two, and I'm like, oh, that is it. I'm
yeah,
going.
for
And then
sure.
me, I'm relatively new into this game, but
Oh,
a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, Peapod, get would be able to tell you about this. I got introduced to that game. He's into Magic the Gathering.
oh, yeah. I fixate really hard on things, so like I'm either like all in or I'm not. And like it's one of those portals, so to speak, that I don't know if I want to jump through because I wouldn't come out the same.
Yeah, I can understand that, but a set that came out relatively recently that I, speaking of the Ninja Turtle stuff, bam,
You didn't.
my
Oh,
mother-in-law got me pre-ordered this for me for Christmas.
you have the coolest mother-in-law. Big ups to big ups
Oh
to
yeah,
her.
I've got no problems with my in-laws, and I've actually pulled. There's a some fancy Japanese showcase versions of different cards.
Hmm.
I pulled the Super Shredder that's worth almost $400 or $500.
What?
Yeah,
Man, like that must be one of the best feelings in
it,
the entire universe.
my jaw dropped, and I ran back into the store to show them.
So is that something so is that something you keep for yourself? Is that something like you get like graded and
I've debated grading, but the grading process is such a pain in the ass.
oh yeah, for sure. For
But
sure.
any other set I might have debated selling,
Yeah.
but since it's Ninja Turtles, I'm like, no,
And
that's gonna be
I
like.
mean, how many figures do you have back there? Like
Are we talking
quite a
just
few.
Ninja Turtles or?
Just Ninja Turtles this time.
Oh god, I even got some that I haven't displayed yet, but like these ones up front are ones that I had growing up. Like those
Okay.
are
Oh,
original.
cool. Yeah.
Then I got the Universal Monster mashups
Hmm.
that the only ones that I have that I don't have displayed right now are my two variations of the Shredder's Dracula.
Ooh.
And then as of right now, I'm only missing two out of the entire set. I'm missing Splinter and Donatello.
How and how do you determine like do you pull things out? Do you add more things in? Like you have
The
quite the collection behind you. I love it.
Yeah, it all depends. For me, when it comes to the wrestling and Ninja Turtle side stuff, that's normally what ends up staying the longest.
Hmm. Hmm.
But everything else, it's kind of just
Hmm.
I've had to start being kind of picky on
Sure.
even on
Sure.
what I even get. Because I'm kind of running out of space. Kind of running out of space back here.
Yeah.
Although, talking about April O'Neil, April O'Neil as Bride of Frankenstein.
That's cool. That she's very cool.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so here on we'll get into some of this stuff later. I mean that's gonna happen. But first thing I'd like to start off with everybody with when they
Mhm.
first come on the show is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you making the leap into the business and the aspect that you're in.
Well, you know what? I feel like it's just one of those things like it finds you when you're ready for it. Um,
Yeah.
I've heard like y- the back door into wrestling, so to speak. It was like one of those universal things that just popped up, like when my foot crossed that threshold. You know, I started coming around to shows like um and it's crazy like how expansive that community came, you know, before like it's just crazy the way that things unfold.
Yeah.
You know, like I started coming around to shows, like I just enjoyed just how much people were committed to what they wanted to give to the fan and the performance aspect of it. Like, you know, being a wrestling fan is just such a niche thing, and it's one of the weirdest fandoms out of
It
anything
can be.
that people can possibly like
Yeah.
fixate over. But um it's the intrigue, it's the drama, it's, you know, the way that the whole experience takes you for a ride. And you know, like life is a divine comedy, and you've heard that phrase like, does life imitate art or does art imitate life? And it's
Yeah,
both. It's
yeah.
both. And that's pretty much sums me up as a person. I don't know, like that's pretty hard to do, but it's and you know, I just really showed up and I helped put up the ring. I loved building a stage for the show to unfold upon. And I enjoyed like the science behind it. I loved that there were so many different like moving parts to the whole. Like it doesn't matter what someone does, that contribution is just so amazing. I've spent many years just being a part of the side that helps set the stage instead of being on it. So I have just such a love and appreciation for the things that go on behind the scenes. And well, one day a friend, his name's Giuseppe Colonna. Shout out to Giuseppe. He's also a tattoo artist for the Glass Anchor in Michigan. Like pretty cool dude. Um, I've known him for a long time, just by showing up. A lot of the things that happen to me is just by showing up and being available. But he was like, Annie, you know what? You need a microphone. And I've really never had any inkling to step between the ropes myself in some way. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I do. I need to do this because why not? I have a voice. I know how to shift my energy and bring everyone to the highest emotion that we can possibly feel. And um like I said, yeah, it was one of those things that we were talking about it earlier. Things happen when you're ready for them. And that was um and I started probably around like 2018, and someone gave me a microphone and said you need to do this, and then that started spiraling into interviews, which I absolutely love. That's one of my favorite parts of what I get to do. I'm so intrigued by how the human mind works, and there's so many different um influences to pull from. And like all it does is just taking words and rearranging them in a certain way to invoke a certain emotion to get a response that's going to just make someone like open up for an amazing promo. Like, and I've never really wanted to be the wrestler, but the person like who facilitates that wrestler and that person being more of who they are. Like that's what I'm good at. And
No.
I just enjoy that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and for me myself, like
Mhm.
with the talking about taking inspiration from stuff, like the whole that whole first question about what got you started as a fan, I actually remember. I believe it was Tommy Dreamer had the House of
Mhm.
Hardcore podcast, and he would
Mhm.
always start off with everybody, "What got you started as a
Yeah.
fan?" And then I'm like, when I started doing this, I'm like, how am I going to start? And then I figured, you know what? Why don't I just do that, but expand
Right.
on it a little bit?
Sure. For sure.
And here we go. And you know, I've been loving doing
Mhm.
the interviews with people. I've was trying to think back on some of the ones that like even early on that I'm like,
Mhm.
holy crap, I'm actually talking to these people.
Yeah.
Like well, at the time he was kind of going doing both the Impact Wrestling at the time
Mhm.
and New Japan, but Bronson Reed
Wow.
had
Yeah.
he was doing a show for Warrior Wrestling.
Mhm.
They were doing a St. Louis stop, and I was very early on,
Mhm.
just like in my head. I remember thinking, I feel like a what was the term? I felt like a small fish in a very big
Sure.
ass pond.
Imposter?
There's a little bit of a like,
Yeah.
wow. But then I went up to him and think, I'll admit thinking he's not gonna want to. And then he did. Like
Mhm.
literally he gave me from the moment the fan fest ended to when he had to go get his gear on.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, remember thinking to myself, holy crap, I cannot believe this right now. And that night he was facing Jeff Cobb.
Okay.
And
Wow, that's
I gotta
cool.
talk. I didn't get to have Jeff Cobb on the show, but
Okay.
I had a little bit of a conversation with him, and
Mhm.
I just remember thinking, holy shit, if you would have told me, like, growing up that someday I'd be doing
Yeah.
that, I would have thought you were full of shit.
And so how did you get that opportunity to talk to Bronson Reed, like, so up close and
I
personal? Like, were you at a booth? Were you at in a
I
panel?
was I had a table at the fan fest
Okay, cool.
because I had the promoter on like once or twice,
Mhm.
and he mentioned they were going to be in St. Louis,
Mhm.
and he said you should come. I'm like, really, me? Then I went,
Mhm.
and I just said, you know what? I got to do it. I got to at least ask because if I don't, I'm going to go back home wondering why the hell did I not do that?
Man, and I feel like that's just one of those things, like, you don't get to live the same moment twice. So why not just take that opportunity and put yourself in that position to be the one to ask? What's the difference between you and some other person? And the only difference is that person just might believe in themselves just a little more.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the other thing now with having a son. I just want
Mhm.
to do something to just, you know, I know I ain't going to be around forever.
Mhm.
So maybe whenever my time comes and he's wanting some memories of dad, he boom, there he goes. And
Mhm.
you know what? There'll even be some recordings where he'll see a less than a year old version of himself.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
So all some pretty great stuff. But one thing I was curious about with the interviews and podcasting, because I saw a video of Maven's yesterday. I
Mhm.
don't know exactly how old it was,
Mhm.
but I want to say it was relatively new.
Mhm.
But he was interviewing Chris Van Vliet,
Mhm.
somebody I'm a huge fan of his. But he asked him if he's ever paid for a guest. He hasn't ever. Even even Stone Cold Steve Austin, he might have had to pay for his travel down there,
Mhm.
but other than that, that's all. There wasn't anything else for as far as the cost.
Mhm.
That's because that's the thing it seems to be right now. Because I run into it quite often.
Yeah.
Is that I've reached out to. I don't want to name names because
Sure.
I don't want to seem
Sure.
disrespectful because
Mhm.
I'm not knocking anybody for having a.
Mhm.
I don't want that getting twisted, but it's just been like, oh, you'd come on, but you're wanting to charge like 175 to $200, and I'm like, I don't have sponsors right now.
Right. And I get that because I've run into that myself. And like, the person is absolutely worth their appearance fee. And
Oh yeah.
I love that people get the opportunity to make their money, because that's what we're all here to do. But like, I also have a car payment. I also have, and I know you have a car payment, but
Oh yeah.
like, I do this for fun. I do this for fun.
Oh yeah. I would. I am at the point where I can, once I figure it all out and actually go through the process, I can
Yeah.
actually start getting monetized on Facebook at least. But that's
Mhm.
one platform out of all of them,
Right. Right.
and it's just like, ugh. I would love to if I had some sponsorships or the monetization that was big enough to kind of cut the cost. But
Right.
if I spent that much out of pocket for to get somebody on the show, my wife's not going to be happy with me.
Yeah, I was about to say, but like going back to Chris Van Vliet and having not being charged like the people who appear on his podcast, it's like what does he do that he creates that type of environment, that atmosphere that people want to speak freely, and I think like that's something to be studied because if he can do that, I definitely can do that.
Oh, and he's another person I draw inspiration from. Really,
Yeah, right.
just keeping it kind of free flowing, and you know, I'll be honest. I don't, unless I'm asked, I don't cut out a whole lot of anything. I'll
Mhm.
leave in all the because I want the conversation to just seem
For sure.
natural.
For sure. And I feel like so many things in the wrestling world are just curated. And that loses its authenticity. Like, I swear I stutter, I stammer, I have
Lord
weird
knows I do.
yeah, I have weird pauses between my speech. Like I probably have an auditory processing thing going on in my brain, but like this is what you get. And I don't think like I don't think so many people, I don't know if it's I just that's why I resonate that authenticity. Like it can't be refined. It shouldn't be. Like we lose so
Oh,
much stuff to AI and things are just it feels so
yeah,
artificial and
yeah. I'm very much what you see is what you get sort of.
mhm.
Like I am very much the ranting, getting on tangents, goofball.
Mhm.
That's just me. Heck, I was probably going to mention this at some point. The one and only time I've been able to do commentary so far,
Mhm.
I likened myself to the Pat McAfee of my commentary team because
Mhm.
I'm like, I wanted to bring that same energy. I wanted
Mhm.
that like I'm just sitting out in the crowd
The
where my
enthusiasm, the fire.
where my mission is to make somebody crack. Wrestler, referee, somebody. I'm making somebody crack. And I got my commentary partner at least one or two times.
That's amazing. Do you remember any particular moments that
Yes, I do.
I want to hear?
Well, they were talking in the ring about the second show
Okay.
because it's a now, thankfully, to be honest, defunct promotion. But the some of the moments that I got to have, I still hold on to.
Sure.
But they were talking about the second show, and my commentary partner said, "Oh, sounds like a solid second show." And I was like, light bulb went off in my head, and I didn't say this, but I was like, "Oh, you do not give me an opening like that for a joke."
Oh no.
And
No,
I just
that's a
said,
perfect opening and you take it.
"Oh,
'Cause
you give me an opening, I take
oh
it."
yeah,
As I just, without missing a beat, I just said, "Yeah," because nobody likes a running number two. And
perfect.
he
Perfect.
he had to stop talking for a solid minute because he
You
was,
probably threw him off of his
oh yeah,
thinking process.
that's my whole thing.
That would have left me breathless. That's
That's what I
perfect.
do though. Like, oh man, like I've gotten Mike Bennett in the middle of a match once
Oh no. Oh no.
where I just yelled out, "Adam!" And he just looked down like you could tell he was trying to hide it,
Motherfucker.
but I swear it looked like he was mouthing, "You son of a."
Probably was. Like, how do you come back from a moment like that though?
I talked with him after the show and he said,
Yeah,
"Dude, you popped the hell out of me." I'm like, "Yes." That's
that's
just that's
amazing.
just the type of stuff I do at shows. But that's the humor I bring. Now, something that you've also done, mentioned being on the microphone, ring announcing. That's another very important role in the show because, while a lot of shows do have commentary, if you're there live in the crowd, more often than not, you're not hearing the commentary. So you're relying on the ones in the ring and the ring announcer to bring that excitement that the commentators would be bringing for everybody watching at home.
It is almost absurd to me how many people do not perceive and understand just the level of art that comes with being a ring announcer. It's different when you're standing directly in the ring the entire show, because there are shows where the ring announcer is sits down and they're out of, and they just announce the matches, and that's it. Like they're heard but not seen, so to speak. But if you're in the middle of that ring and you have that microphone, you are at the center of the entire room. Everyone is in your orbit. Everyone is hanging on your word. And it, like, I feel like I am a more visible part of the show that than just the matches themselves. Because
Oh yeah.
I
No,
have to keep the energy going. I have to keep the vibration high at all times. I need to know when to bring it up higher and bring it down lower.
bring it down
It's
enough. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that is definitely, there is definitely an art to it, but then you're also now in a role that I'll admit, in any promotion I would be clamoring to get this position, general manager over at Divine Women's Pro Wrestling.
I sure am.
Now, I remember seeing the clips of that first little bit there, and I've been lucky enough to have the promoter there for Divine on a few times. I'm actually going to be having him on again,
My buddy, a
and
really good friend of mine.
I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, you get in there, and then I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, she's not gonna. And I don't hold back on language on this show, but I'm like, oh damn, she ain't gonna be a general manager to fuck with.
Well, you know what? Sometimes actions are more necessary than words. And you know, and I stand by my decision. It was more of a metaphor than um it was obviously a physical act, but it meant more as a metaphor than what, you know, sometimes depending on the person, they have to be leveled just a little bit.
Yeah,
And you know, the narrative of women's wrestling is changing.
that it has.
It's taking over in the ways that always should have been present. And I kind of I don't want to say I mean there's a lot on my shoulders as the acting GM, but I'm I've always wanted to lead some type of revolution. I've always thought I was just the type of person to do that. And man, the floodgates are opened because anything is possible. Um, women are we're becoming even more athletic, smarter, faster, stronger,
Oh yeah,
and we're carving our places in the divisions that we deserve. We're being slotted in the matches that we deserve, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. And a new generation of Divine is definitely upon us. So,
that is awesome. And not to ruffle anybody's feathers, because Lord knows it can be kind of easy to do that anymore.
do
But
they deserve it then? That makes me want to do it more.
oh no,
I'm
there's definitely those that are guilty of that.
yeah.
I'll admit.
Because
But
don't let me find that hole, as you said earlier,
yeah,
because
oh yeah, no, I'm definitely the type that, oh yeah, you give me an opening like that, I'm
oh yeah.
taking it. But when it comes to women's wrestling, I mean, it's a widely known thing. It hasn't always gotten the respect that it should have always had. You know, there's definitely been those times where, for the lack of a better term, it used to be kind of the bathroom break matches on the card because people didn't seem to really care. The
Or
quality,
the Jerry Springer matches.
that
Mm,
those that era
mm,
where, yeah, no, most definitely. But now you're getting places that are able to run, at the very least, periodic all women's cards. One happened here in Omaha not all
mm-hmm,
that long ago. You got places like Divine. You got places like, going back to the periodic ones, my
mm-hmm,
friends down at Metroplex Wrestling down in Texas
mm-hmm.
with the Who Runs the World cards ran by Athena. Like,
That's incredible.
just some amazing stuff that's out there, and it's great to see the platform getting elevated.
And these shows are selling out. So,
Definitely.
like, people want to spend their money to see strong, intelligent women beat each other up because I'm a huge fan. Personally, I'm a huge fan. I I do the grapple arts myself, so not in the wrestling aspect, but
Yeah. No, I used to do taekwondo for a while
Mhm.
until, yeah, that's a whole nother story in and of itself. But one thing I was wanting to ask is, for those that might not be as familiar with yourself, what are you bringing to the table there with Divine Women's Wrestling in the general manager role? Because I mean, you've already made kind of an impact there.
Mhm. Well, I want to give a direct channel to the women to have the type of matches that they want. Um, where they want to go, what they want to accomplish, who they potentially want to have dream matches with, um, and just being that liaison between what is just an idea and what actually can happen. I'm a believer of if there's an idea that we want to see occur, let's do it. Why
Yep.
not?
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm really big on pushing that envelope, pushing that bar. If people are not the I have a personal goal for every woman on the roster. Leave better than before you came because that's the entire point. We're supposed to make each
Mhm.
other better. We're supposed to push each other toward this greatness that we know that we have. And if that's not a mission that you have when you step into this business, then what are you doing?
Oh yeah. No, that's the thing. What was it?
At least for me. But
Oh no, I'm
yeah,
with you there because
yeah.
it kind of adds to the whole line that I'm wanting to say. It was Diamond Dallas Page mentioned
Mhm.
that Dusty Rhodes said it to him, that if you're not in it to be at the top, then what the hell are you doing?
You must be in the wrong room.
Oh yeah. Now I'm I have something that I want to talk to you about after, because it got me thinking. So on to the next part. I actually have a little bit of a name game here where I name off some people. You give
Mhm.
me some quick thoughts on each of them.
Okay,
And I try to theme it towards the guest as much as possible.
sure.
And each of these people, very strong, powerful women in the world of wrestling. That some of them might not be active. Well, one might not be active right now,
Sure.
but if I mention her name, people know who she is.
Absolutely. Let's play.
First one getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, Stephanie McMahon.
You know, women's wrestling would not be what it is without Stephanie McMahon. Whatever the emotion that last name strikes in the listeners, like without her, the landscape of women's wrestling, I don't know if it could be what it is. So in that aspect, like I think she's a phenomenal person.
Oh yeah, and like I hear loads of stories about how people just love working with her. So
And you know,
definitely,
she I don't think she's ever been a wrestler, but any part that she's played, I can tell she's committed.
she's a former women's champion, actually.
Is she really? I did
Yeah,
not know that. That's really incredible.
yeah. It was one of those where it was like they really delved into the heel side of things.
Hmm.
Where it's like, oh, she only got it because she's the boss's daughter, sort of, from what I remember. Now, the one that I mentioned that she might not be active right now,
Hmm.
but if I mention her name, people definitely know who she is.
Hmm.
Ring announcer Samantha Irvin.
Um, I think she is incredible. I love her, just her zeal as
Mm.
a human being. I can tell she's a performer in every aspect, and I feel like she gets a lot of undeserved criticism, and
Right now, especially, yeah.
and yeah, especially in light of tweets that went out in the last like week or so. Or, but I absolutely enjoy the depth that she brings to her work. I
Oh, yeah.
and and I can tell that she enjoys it, that she's so happy to be there. And why shouldn't a ring announcer have that emotion? Why shouldn't
Oh,
they have
yeah.
that energy? They're just as valid part of the show.
Oh, for sure. Now, speaking of her, I can't, you can, I know I can't help but think of how she announced Chelsea Green.
Chelsea
Chelsea
Green.
Green.
Yep. Perfect.
Oh man, loved it. Now on to the next person here. Somebody that, damn it, her smile is just infectious.
Hmm.
Will Nightingale.
I want to be her best friend.
Same.
She is the girl I want to have adult sleepovers with. I know that we could build tents out of pillows and cushions and support poles, and we could stay up all night watching silly movies. And I like she is just so endearing to me. And I'm actually headed to the Squared Circle Expo
I
this
was gonna say, yeah,
weekend, and she is definitely one of those women I'm really hoping to get to talk to.
that would be awesome. Yeah, she just seems like she'd just be so much fun to be around.
Oh, I know.
Now, next one seems like a little bit more of a intimidating figure.
Mhm.
Megan Bain.
I she has an aura about her. Women like with that stature, I love that they command the respect in all of the room. And that's something I just find so fascinating. She just has this image that just like she's teleported from another universe. Like she's not from Earth. Like
Yeah.
she is from that planet in like in the Marvel universe where everyone is just perfect and they're all
Yeah.
gold. Yeah, I feel like that's where Megan Bane is from. And
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that. Like, definitely just has that, like you said, that aura about her that it's just like, I feel like if I were across the ring from her and she just had that look in her face, I'd be like thinking in my head, "Oh God,
Do I
I
make
hope
eye
I
contact? Am I going to die?
am I going to die? Did I bring a change of pants?"
Marina or Shafir, that's
Mm.
another person who evokes us a lot of the same feeling as Megan Bain. Like these
Oh yeah.
strong women like who are complete ass kickers, and I want to be one of them. Those are the feminine archetypes that really like empowered me as a
Oh
kid.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. No, funny enough, I've
mhm.
actually met Marina Shafir
Really?
a couple of times
Okay.
at Sammy Callahan's promotion Revolver,
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
and it's always funny to me some of these people that in front of the camera they play these and they are these intimidating
Yeah.
figures, but you talk with them at a meet and greeter when the
Mhm.
cameras are off. One of the nicest people ever.
Absolutely. And they look like, they could stomp a hole in someone. And I
Marina
love
probably could.
that.
Marina could.
And I like women who are dangerous and you know that they could make you meet God really quickly. I love that. But then it's also so funny like when they're just like, when they bake you cookies on a really sad day, like there's that sensitive part. It's like didn't expect that to be there.
Like, oh, not on the women's side, but same thing. I got to meet this person at Revolver,
Mhm.
and I was actually walking to my car, bummed out because I didn't get to meet them.
Mhm.
And I see somebody filming a promo out in the parking lot, literally feet away from my car.
Mhm.
I get close enough, and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's Swerve!"
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
And it's
and
like,
I'm like, "I'm just gonna stand back here for a minute, dude." For a guy that we've all seen, especially now, right now,
right.
is one sadistic son of a bitch out there in front of that
Right.
camera.
Right.
Behind it, one of the absolute nicest people I've ever met.
It's so funny. It's like it's that cosmic joke. Like both things are true at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Now, I have some random questions,
Mhm.
some wrestling related, some not
Sure.
quite random. So, so I give you the question first, answer that pops into your head.
Okay.
First one, craziest in match moment that you were out there to witness? I've got a few myself.
Um the craziest one to witness. I was at a show where a really good friend of mine, Ray Larson, she was in a match with B Priestley,
Mm,
uh formerly known Blair Davenport. And a match before that, it was a three-way between um two younger guys and a veteran. But the veteran, he would come to shows and then like for 6 months you wouldn't see him. So, like he didn't have a lot of the in-ring practice, and like these younger guys like they were practicing weekly. So, and I feel like wrestling is one of those you kind of use it or lose it.
yeah.
And I feel like that training always needs to be ongoing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
um the two young guys were on the outside, and I don't know what happened. Like he went to go like jump through the ropes and he landed on the back of his neck.
Ugh.
And it was scary. Like the match was popping off. Everyone was so into it, and then just the visual of this really talented person that you've known for so long, and like they're out cold
Yeah.
for way longer than you want them to be. And
Yeah.
he's not moving and he's not responsive. And then like couple seconds later, like he's up and he's walking, and the first thing like he does is like, please don't tell my girl. Please don't tell her.
Yeah,
And
I can imagine.
I'm like, dude, you can't put me in that position because I feel responsible. And like he's all good now, thankfully, but
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, just
Oh, yes.
how easily like these things that we watch that because we love them can become very real
Oh,
very quickly.
yeah. I've witnessed quite a few of those,
Hmm.
including oh well, one involved actually the guy that was the best man at my wedding was
Hmm.
in a multi-person ladder match. It was the
Hmm.
promotions version of the Money in the Bank match,
Okay.
and they had the ladder bridge between the guardrail and the ring apron,
Hmm.
and I see my friend with a guy holding him like Sheamus in the White Noise, the head down
Hmm. Yeah.
here, and then I see him look down at the ladder. I'm like, oh god, no!
No, please no.
Jump ladder folds.
Okay.
Yeah, my jaw dropped. Then the other one was the first ever death match that I ever witnessed
Hmm.
at Revolver, and it ended with two panes of glass bridged onto some folding chairs, and then somebody came in with the thing of lighter fluid and lit the glass on fire.
No, no.
And if you're saying that now, you'll be saying it even more when you know that the infamous Adam Copeland John Moxley street fight with the nail board spot
Uh-huh.
that happened here in Omaha,
Wow.
and I was third row, right by the ring entrance. That happened right in front of me. My clip from my vantage point got up to 11,000 views in less than 24 hours.
That's insane. That is absurd. I deathmatch wrestling, it's a valid part of wrestling, but no.
Yeah, my wife would kill
Yes.
me if she
Yeah, no thanks.
ever heard that I was even thinking about doing one. I've got loads of respect for anybody that does them, but I'd much rather not be sleeping on the couch or at least in this house. She'd probably not let me back in. But
And you did something like that willingly. You weren't like,
yeah,
mm,
yeah, no, if I legit signed up for it, no, she would not be happy with me. No. All right. Next up, I mentioned we were going to start talking maybe a little bit more about some of this stuff.
mhm.
Hobbies outside of wrestling.
Well, I am a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Nice.
and I've been doing it about in in the summer it'll be 6 years. So it's pretty insane. I want to say I actually started almost in the same year that when I started ring announcing professionally. Jiu-jitsu was not long after. So um
Relatively same period of time.
and I never really wanted to be a professional wrestler. I just never thought it was my path. But I who doesn't like fantasize about walking through the curtain, do
Oh,
like getting in the ring and like
mm,
going through the motions yourself. So what is the next best thing? It's jujitsu. Plus,
oh
I'm probably most likely not gonna pop up power bomb anyone in the street.
yeah.
So jujitsu was more realistic for me.
Oh yeah. No, I've definitely had those visions in my head of
Yeah.
being involved in one aspect or another, getting to go through the curtain. Yeah, I'm constantly coming up with scenarios to.
Sure. I
So
get
I
it.
mean, who knows? But yeah, no. Behind me here, this is a lot of mine. You don't get to see some of it, but one thing I do also collect is souvenir shot glasses from
Mhm.
a lot of places I've gone. Like, oh god, I got one from Italy that has gold rim around the.
Oh, that's cool.
I have, although one that I'm particularly proud of, and it
Mhm.
might sound silly, but when I was on deployment, we were in
Mhm.
a dry country, and I ended up finding a souvenir shot glass in the hotel gift shop.
Oh, that's insane. In a dry country. What
So
are
I'm like,
that's yeah, it's a sign.
oh yeah, no, I'm like, oh, I have to have that. But yeah, oh god, I also got one from one of the Bubba Gump restaurants. They got
Oh, pretty cool.
they had a Dr. Pepper Bubba Gump shot glass.
So, ooh, did Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. live up to your expectations? Like,
I've been to a few of them, but to me, I always have a good time.
mhm.
Although I always have a good time, partially because I can answer the server's trivia questions before they're done even asking them. I've seen the movie that many times.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, I for me, but then yeah, some of my autograph stuff, I got autograph wrestler stuff, autograph Funko Pops. This one somewhat near and dear to me because
Mhm.
I met the guy shortly before everything happened with him, but the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank.
Amazing.
Yep. One of the nicest, another one of the nicest people I've ever met. But yeah, that the news of everything that happened with him happened literally maybe less than 2 months after he was here.
And like talk about like something that, already had inherent value to you before he passed away, but like something that just became absolutely invaluable.
Oh yeah. Especially I didn't actually show this part, but I don't know whatever came of this movie,
Mhm.
but he had little like kind of trading card looking things for
Mhm.
a movie that he was filming at the time that he signed one and I got it in there with it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know whatever came of that movie.
Mhm.
If they ever
Be a good movie.
if they ever finished it. So I mean,
Mhm.
who knows?
Sure.
But another question kind of leaning into the whole movie aspect. I heard a local radio station actually asked
Mhm.
this relatively recently. If you could put yourself into any movie universe out there, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a really good question. What movie universe would I put myself into? Hmm. It would probably be Zootopia. Zootopia is so incredible. Like just how many different areas or animals from different ecosystems, like
Oh yeah,
they're all connected and they're all so cute.
that would be a fun one.
It would be Zootopia.
That oh god, one I know for me because I'm such a sucker for these guys. The Minions, any one of the Despicable Me
Yes.
movies, because I just have too much fun with the damn Minions.
And they all sound
Um,
like babies.
oh god, I love it.
They do.
But uh, other than that, if we're going more the Fast and the Furious movies, some people might think I'm weird for that, but I've I've been asked before if what my dream car would be, and my answer is always Vin Diesel's car from the first Fast and Furious movie.
Mhm. It would be an Audi R8 for me.
I,
Beautiful car.
Now, with the name of a show like I have, I feel like I have to ask this one.
Hmm.
Favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise? Because I've had plenty of people on that don't drink, so I try to be inclusive of everybody.
Sure. There's nothing like a good mimosa.
Oh,
I'm a huge believer in brunch. And there's nothing like champagne and the beautiful citrus of the orange juice. Like it
yeah.
it's all sensational feelings, It
Oh, yeah.
has that gives you that nice high, and you're just vibing. And if you drink between 6 and 10, you're just gonna have a great day the rest of the day. So
Yeah, you're having a good
I don't
time
know.
after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy everyone's happy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I've had one of my favorite drinks out. I'm more of a beer guy, but outside
Hmm.
of that, one of my favorites, I enjoy a good margarita as much as anybody.
Hmm.
And I had a friend that used to own a restaurant that one time for I was at his restaurant for my birthday,
Hmm.
and he made me a margarita made with what was it, Casamigos, the one that George Clooney used to own.
Okay. Okay.
So smooth. I'm glad I only had two because outside of that, I I would have been feeling it even more than I was after the two.
Gonna start speaking in cursive.
Yes, and Lord knows I've done that enough with some of the stuff I've been through with the drinking days from the Navy and all that stuff.
Oh, I bet. I bet. My liver has definitely paid for some stuff.
Yeah, I remember being in Bahrain and at the same time as some British Navy, and I was going pitcher for pitcher with them.
Yeah. I mean, if
And
there's anyone who can outdrink like Americans, it's gonna be the Brits.
those, yeah,
Right.
oh,
But
most definitely. I have to say that at the end of that night, the I don't know if they still do it, but at the time in the foreign ports, they were having us breathalyzed after we got back. We were at my group, we were in the back of the line. My people just said, dude, just go. We'll sign you back in.
oh my God.
And I went and I just crashed on the rack. Yeah, I was not going to be passing that breathalyzer test.
No, no, it's a good thing that you had people signing you in because that would have been a
Yeah.
story.
Oh, God, yeah. I've, oh, God damn it. All right. I just reminded myself of another story that I got to tell. I got to tell. I've told it before on the show, but the last time that I got blackout
Hmm.
drunk was actually the night of my youngest sister's wedding.
Oh no.
Last thing I remember was getting ready to leave and somebody asked me, "You good to drive home?" I was staying that it was in my hometown, so I was just driving
Hmm.
across town. I was like, "Oh
Sure.
yeah, I'm good."
Were you indeed good?
Well, I fared off better than some of the people in the wedding party. I I woke up in my parents' basement,
Hmm.
completely changed, having no idea how the hell I got there. I woke up and had that dude, where's my car moment.
That's incredible.
And I ran up the stairs, saw my car parked peacefully along the curb. And I was like, okay, I'm good. I went back downstairs, fell back asleep on the couch.
Oh my God. We should have put a GoPro on your head.
Oh,
You can see how you would
dude,
have gotten there.
that
Like,
would have been funny.
what actually happened between the time that you left and the time you were tucked into bed? And how did you get changed? Like,
I don't
you
know.
have no recollection of it.
To this day, I
That's
don't know.
hilarious.
To like, I literally the next morning I asked, and like, yeah, you just went home. Like, there were people that passed out along the curb
Oh
in
my god.
in downtown of my hometown.
Oh god.
I'm like, at least I made it home and to the base. I'm not condoning drinking or driving, but these are
Hey,
just stories. They're in the past. They happened.
you made it home safely. No one else. Yeah,
Yep.
you did it.
Nothing.
You did it.
Nothing else happened. Nobody got hurt, thankfully. But yes, I I've had my. I don't drink to the level that I did back then
Sure. I
anymore.
can't. I need a nap afterwards.
Oh God, me too.
I
Me too. I get to the point where I drink so much, and I'm like,
Yep.
I
I
gotta lay
literally
down.
I stopped functioning. I
Yep. Nope. I've been there. Hell, I've been there at a wrestling show where I drank like 2 buckets of beer by myself. I get out to my car thinking I locked my keys in my car, about have my wife come get me, only to find out after feeling around one more time, I'm like, oh, okay, there they are.
whenever I've gotten that drunk, thankfully I've always been with someone else because there's no way.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Oh,
no way.
yeah. Luckily, yeah, I'm usually around other people that they can kind of tell me, like, hey, dude, you might want to calm down a little bit. So yeah, I've been lucky. Now, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get regard into the business, regardless of which part in that business they play.
Oh, there's so many different things that flew across my mind at once. But the first one would be know who you are. Have a good solid set of morals because things in the wrestling business can get dicey really fast. And if you don't have a good set of morals, you become your surrounding environment.
Yeah.
Um, know when to say no, especially to yourself. Um, being in the wrestling business, like it's all consuming, and a lot of the time you're firing on all cylinders. There has to be a good balance. Otherwise, different parts of your life are going to seriously suffer unnecessarily when you don't know when you need to take a break. Um, and having those a good solid boundaries are would be incredibly beneficial.
Sure.
And I think the last thing, learn how to take no matter the source, because there are some people who just are completely awful at giving criticism. But at least at least learn how to glean the message, because a lot of um a lot of valuable insights have actually come from people I really can't stand. But just because I can't stand that person, it doesn't make their um their feedback any less valuable.
Oh
Um
yeah.
and I think that's really important, and a lot of this business is nothing but personality, and we're not all going to get along, and that's okay. But I think it's a hidden superpower in that if you can learn how to take the criticism and use it to your benefit, like it's almost like you're unstoppable.
Oh yeah. Now, before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't already have their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
Well, I represent In Your House Wrestling Podcast Network. And this weekend will be my podcast mates and myself will be at um the Square Circle Expo, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm on Facebook, Annie O'Neill, and on Instagram I am Annie. Are you okay? 1993, and Yeah, I'm not on social media a whole lot like I used to be, but like we're making a resurgence, so that's definitely a thing.
Awesome. Good stuff. Get all that into the description. Well, that is about all I have. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now my issue, my fat fucking thumbs with the fucking button. See, I'm hitting the thing and it's
You're
not
do-
going.